In this video, I'm going to try to help explain the fundamental theorem of calculus and then also the chain rule, how it relates to taking the derivative of an integral, a function defined as an integral, when the upper limit of integration is something other than x. But the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we understand the fundamental theorem of calculus. And so what it says is if you take the d dx, if you d dx the integral from c to x of f of t dt, you should, if you know your fundamental theorem of calculus well, you should know that that is the lowercase f of x. So you just take, if that's just an x, if that's just x, then let me get a different color here, then this guy here is going to be just x. Just x. Just like when you take the derivative of f of x, and that's just x, then you just get equals, you just get f prime of x. There's no need for the chain rule if that's just x. That's just x. So then, if we write another integral expression, and we have the derivative of the integral from some constant to some function of x that's not just x, and if we do that, again, that's not just x, not just x, then we want to use the concept of when we take a derivative of, let's say, f of g of x, when we take the derivative of a composition of two functions, and that's this guy here is not just x, right there, not just x, then we know that that is the, we take the derivative of the outside, f of g of x, or f prime of g of x, and we multiply that by g prime of x. So the concept is exactly the same as that, and again, this is not just x here. If we take the derivative of constant to g of x, of f of t dt, then it's equal to, change colors here, that's equal to f, not f prime, it's just f of g of x times g prime of x. Let me do a quick example of how we might see that. In fact, I'll do the example on the next screen. Let's see, can I do that? Yeah. So if we let's just say we take the derivative of some integral from 1 to 3x squared. That's some function of x. And down here we have, let's say, cosine of t dt. So what is that? Maybe pause the video and see if you can get that. See if you can get it right. We just take the 3x squared and we replace t with that. So it's cosine of 3x squared. And then we multiply by the derivative of 3x squared. And we know that the derivative of 3x squared is 6x. So the derivative, this whole thing has a value of 6x. So therefore, we get the derivative of all this stuff is 6x. We would write the 6x in front of the cosine of 3x squared. And that's it.